Today, we're covering a major development in the highly publicized Charlie Kirk shooting case. We'll discuss why the judge found a prosecutor in contempt of court, why the death penalty remains a possible sentence for the accused, Tyler Robinson, what happened during the latest court hearing, and what this means as the case moves forward. If you appreciate accurate, verified, and balanced news coverage, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us continue bringing you reliable updates on the stories making headlines around the world. Now, let's get into today's major court development. A Utah judge has ruled that a prosecutor involved in the case against Tyler Robinson violated a court order restricting public comments about the case. As a result, the prosecutor was held in contempt of court. However, despite that ruling, the judge declined the defense's request to remove the death penalty as a possible punishment if Robinson is eventually convicted. This decision is significant because it shows that the judge believed the prosecutor crossed the line, but not to the extent that it justified dismissing one of the prosecution's most serious sentencing options. The prosecutor was found in contempt after making public comments that the judge concluded went beyond simply correcting misinformation. According to the court, those statements could potentially influence public opinion and future jurors, which is exactly what the court's gag order was intended to prevent. However, Judge Tony Graff also explained that eliminating the death penalty would be too severe a sanction. Instead, he said any potential prejudice could be addressed through careful jury selection and other protections during the trial process. This means Tyler Robinson still faces aggravated murder charges, and prosecutors are still permitted to seek capital punishment if he is found guilty. It is important to remember that Robinson has not been convicted of any crime. Like every defendant in the American legal system, he is presumed innocent unless prosecutors prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt in court. The prosecution alleges that Robinson fatally shot conservative activist Charlie Kirk during a public event in September 2025. Investigators say they have collected forensic evidence, witness testimony, and other material they believe links Robinson to the shooting. The defense has challenged portions of that evidence and continues to argue that prosecutors have not proven their case. One issue that became central during today's hearing involved public comments about forensic and ballistic evidence. Defense attorneys argued that prosecutors improperly discussed evidence outside the courtroom while the case was still pending, potentially affecting Robinson's ability to receive a fair trial. Judge Graff agreed that the prosecutor violated the court's restrictions on public statements. Nevertheless, he concluded that the violation did not justify removing the possibility of the death penalty before the case even reaches trial. In my opinion, today's ruling sends an important message to both sides. First, prosecutors must follow court orders just like everyone else. High-profile cases attract enormous public attention, and even well-intentioned public comments can threaten the fairness of future proceedings. Second, the judge appears determined not to allow procedural mistakes to overshadow the central question of the case, whether prosecutors can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Tyler Robinson committed the crimes alleged against him. Rather than imposing the harshest possible sanction, the court chose a remedy that preserves the integrity of the upcoming trial while holding the prosecutor accountable. Looking ahead, the case will continue through the normal criminal process. Future hearings will address evidence, legal motions, and eventually determine whether enough evidence exists to proceed to trial. If the case reaches a jury and Robinson is convicted, prosecutors may still seek the death penalty under Utah law. Today's hearing was not about deciding guilt or innocence. Instead, it focused entirely on whether prosecutors followed the judge's orders while the criminal case is still pending. This is likely not the last major development in one of the country's most closely watched criminal prosecutions, and we will continue following every important update. What do you think about today's ruling? Did the judge strike the right balance by holding the prosecutor in contempt while keeping the death penalty on the table? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest breaking news and in-depth analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.